might be a game I'm interested in just because I might play against him this during the season.
Well, either way, we will have to be repeat of one of the teams here. So, let us perhaps. Oh no, hang on. No, it can't be Bifaba Juju because they were the ones the late. So it would be Murloc Inquisition versus AFK. So let's do that one again. Let's see how AFK go up against a different team.
Indeed, I mean AFK they're in launch for a lot of seasons, especially in pretty much this roster except for the sub, of course, for today. They're in the launch for a long time. They're used to each other. They have played a lot of combos we have seen from them in the playoffs already a few times, so I would not be surprised to see them do well against teams in general.
So yeah, let's hope that we can get into this game before it starts. I suppose that is the other issue. It looks like it's not started yet.
No. It's an easy thing if you have people on your friend list.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, just that. Sorry, people are saying things in chat.
Only get popped.
Muted again. We're not muted again, are we?
Wait, are we muted?
No,
we're not muted. It's just like how much pressure you put on us. When you ask, muted again? Like, oh no.
The stress of potentially being muted.
Yeah, like if it goes wrong just one time, you immediately start doubting yourself because you're worried about it might being wrong another time. And it makes it just really, really hard.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna jump over to Murloc Inquisition versus AFK for Coco.
Alright, did I have a match launch?
So while you do that, I'm going to read out what is the map pool for this one. So instead we have Sky Temple, we have Garden of Terror, we've got Tomb of the Spider Queen, we've got Vol, Skya Foundry and Dragon Shire as well, all available in this best of 2 series.
Indeed, we do have a Volskaya ban coming out from the sort of AFK for Coco, not wanting to go for that map again. Oh, for that map, which is I pretty much understand. I mean, you know, it's late in the evening, and you don't want to be here until midnight. Pretty much understandable.
Oh no, definitely not. Not on today, where I seemingly have gained an ounce of tiredness, which I am very, very happy about. It looks like Ultrac was bad, but that was
yeah, Ultrac by Murloc Inquisition. And then we do have Volskaya ban by AFK for Coco. And
but Ultrac's not
Murloc
in the map
Inquisition.
pool, so are we just
Wait.
Are we just having a...
Oh, they banned Sky Temple. They swapped it up.
Oh, I see now. I see. Gosh. Sky Temple and Volskaya Foundry banned out. We are going over to Garden of Terror. Of course, this is going to be super good. Picked up by Murloc Inquisition as well. Lovely stuff here. Just really low.
Let's turn us up. Turn your PC up. In general.
Turn it up.
Oh, we can also speak softly if you turn us up too loud.
Well, we'll try not to do that.
No ASMR stream, guys. I'm not a big fan of it. Not gonna be honest.
So, yeah. So Garden of Terror, a little bit different to the 2 maps we've already had as well, which is all part of the Nexus Rumble. Is we get a nice variety.
Indeed. You know, which is always fun. Get a little bit of different maps in.
Yeah, so it means that we get to sort of see a little bit more on what a 3-lane map can look like. Obviously, Infernal Shrines plays sort of very much in 2 sections of a solo laner and a 4-man, whereas on a 3-lane map like Garden of Terror or Cursed Hollow, you don't quite have that 4-man stack up. You have to have a little bit of a gank squad, or otherwise.
Yeah, on those big maps, like it usually comes down to 1-2. To a 1-3-1 setup where you have like a solo laner kind of dedicated to mid and one to top, one to bottom, and then you have your 3-man in the mid lane clearing out the wave and then rotating to other lanes, and especially looking at the camps, and maybe then they get some split pressure in, and then the top lane guy goes to mid so they can push top with a bruiser camp or something like that.
Yeah, the camps is definitely something you have to think about on these maps, and Garden of Terror is no different. Making sure that you have that sort of the potential to both take the camp as also clear the camp afterwards when the enemy is taken it, of course. Otherwise, it's an asymmetrical advantage. So heroes like Hogger, like Rhaegar, like Sonya, who can all take camp and all can clear the camps quite nicely. It's all quite good. So right now, we are going to move swiftly into this game here on Garden of Terror. What heroes would you like to see, Sammy?
I mean, personally, it's Garden of Terror, so just give me some Dehaka and watch this guy win a video game. On the other hand, it's also, it's big maps, so Vikings and Abba do again might be coming an option. Hammer is actually one of my favorites recently, so would not mind seeing her. And just because I'm somehow a mage player now, probably. Let's go for some Jaina.
Yeah, but unfortunately we're not going to be covering the MK Robotics game anymore. We are now moved over to AFK for Coco versus Murloc Inquisition due to time constraints a little bit, and unfortunately the MK Robotics are a little bit running behind. So we moved over to Murloc Inquisition versus AFK for Coco instead. But yeah, it looks like we'll be seeing a little bit more of AFK for Coco here now. I'm sorry to have scammed everybody with the stream announcement now. But yeah, Munchies versus MK Robotics would have been a fantastic game to watch. However, as I say, it's just not meant to be tonight, Sam. It's just not meant to be.
I mean, yeah, still a lot of time in the off season. There's also quite some time in the regular season, so we will be able to pick him up at some point.
This isn't the off season, have to be this is the Nexus Rumble.
Nexus Rumble.
The Nexus Rumble.
Yeah, blame me for organizing the off season.
Yeah, and people were talking about the off seasons as well in the in-game chat. Here we go. Game number 1 here. The Nexus Rumble.
Talk about off season. If anyone has any wishes for the next off season, let me know in my DMs. You can send it to me in Twitch, Discord, whatever. I don't care. I will read everything. Just not Twitter, because I don't have Twitter. Actually, I have a Twitter, but I don't use it.
To give me more hugs. I would like more hugs in the off season.
Okay,
personally.
Guys, off season we fly to the UK to Transparent and give him some hugs.
Thank you. That's all I've ever wanted.
Well, I've got 2 weeks off in October. If you need some hugs. So.
Please, Sammy, please. You can come help me move house if my house is even ready by then. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? I've had this flat ready for 2 months. 2 months, and the contract just can't be sorted. Because lawyers were on holiday, so much stuff going on, and hopefully within these next couple of weeks it will be sorted. But Sammy, for now, I still have my beautiful green screen, and
I actually have to sit down with Poppin and get some talking about AFK for Coco. They banned the hacker, so We won't see my boy coming out here.
Your boy Tiger.
Yeah, not being an offlaner now this season makes it hurt a bit to not play the Haka. But seeing him being banned as well makes it hurt even more. And we do see a Johanna ban coming out as the second win on the other side. We do see a Brightwing ban, so 2 out of 3 globals already removed from the game. Out of the 3 like normal globals, so to say. There's of course ETC level 10 with stage dive. Already can pick up flight on level 20. I don't know whoever does that, but there is a possibility, you know. Also, the Abba and Vikings are kind of global, I guess, but you know, you don't count them as the typical globals. Only Fosterless left, and we do see the Hogger ban, who is insane for this map because there's like 6 camps, so you could spam camps with Hogger, and he's just great for doing those camps.
What about Illidan with the hunt?
It's also level 10, like ETC stage dive. It's not the usual global. It's like level 10 ultimate ability global.
Still.
Half a global, you know. It's
you missed it in you talked about Oriole with flight, stage dive. And
yeah,
like,
I mean,
the hunt. It's the OG.
What else is there to be global? Kind of.
We see Blaze being picked up here by Smokey, Junkrat by Apex as well. But on the other side, Rhaegar at least got picked up. One of my heroes that I mentioned as doing good with camps is there.
We're not on the other side. I mean, Blaze, Junkrat, they're also insane about camps.
Yeah.
Leo, another one.
Are we gonna get Leo Uther? No, Hanzo being picked up here by Pop and Fresh. Got banned out last game, of course, is a new opponent now for AFK for Coco. So it works out well for them.
Yeah, we also do see Leoric Hanzo now, so we might see into Dragon Strike.
We probably will, almost definitely. I imagine
so. Prage for Anduin Man, so he cannot pull people out of it.
I'm just.
But there's also the Blaze already, so you know it's a bit tricky into him. So he can just pop the bunker.
We see Diablo banned out here with, you know, seems a little bit strange. It sort of definitely signals what sort of tank Murloc Inquisition are thinking about. The fact that Diablo is the one they're scared of. They don't want to pick it up themselves, obviously, because all the Oryx on the enemy team, and there could be other picks up. But it doesn't instigate Garrosh, so I wouldn't want to see a Garrosh ban here. We do see Stukov as the ban instead.
Interesting.
I'm really trying to think what tank they're going for on the side of Murloc Inquisition. Muradin doesn't really spark joy. We see Malfurion. It could be a Stitches. It is going to be a Muradin. As I say, it didn't spark joy, but it is an absolutely fine pick in this scenario.
I'm not understanding the Malfurion pick, to be honest. Like, he does not help you against the 2. I guess level 20, like, you know, with Tranquility upgrade, you can do kind of sustain the Dragon Strike, but still, like, just awful.
Here's the thing. Malfurion is super great, in general, Sammy.
Yeah, I agree. Actually, I'm a big Malfurion enjoyer nowadays.
The issue is he's terrible at clearing waves, terrible at clearing camps, terrible at doing camps, terrible at healing on camps, but is pretty good at healing Zeratul. If they have a Q already on the Zeratul. The other great thing about this composition is that they doesn't really need to worry about Blaze and Muradin in general. Like, he needs to have a Q on them to be able to cleanse them, but the main targets are going to be the Junkrat and the Zeratul. There's no additional target to sort of worry about. There's no squishy Thrall or anything like that. That can sometimes be the concern. So, it works out here, but I do much prefer the draft of AFK for Coco.
Yeah, I'm currently thinking on how do we see Murloc Inquisition win this video game. And I can't say more than, like, Murn and Blaze try to keep Garrosh in check, so Zeratul has a lot of free space to hit opponents. Has to be. Yeah. I feel like this is the only way they can get a lot of stuff done here. But on the other side again, if we see a throw into the Murn Blaze, might be some big troubles.
Yeah, well, we'll have to wait and see as we go into game number 1 here in this second Nexus Rumble series with Smokey on the Blaze, Murloc King on the Malfurion, Darth VY on the Zeratul, Apex on Junkrat, and Galgar on Muradin.
And To the right of the reds, we do have FK for Coco. Linux, this time on the grey main. Poppin first this time, getting his hands on Beatfish on the wolf guy, playing the regular Yiming on Garage, and the sub Spilly. Wiping the floor with Lyric. But he has the wrong skin for it.
Yeah, and it looks like the Linux has actually finally turned up. They're no longer AFK for the Coco, but already there's a 4 versus 5 fight happening here in the mid lane. And Yimek is getting punished because of it. The damage does go through. And Garrosh is the first blood here on this Garden of Terror match.
That's a bit of an issue for like early game Rega. He just lacks a little bit of healing for those intense brawls. Like his Q has a 8-second cooldown. It's not the biggest healing tool.
It's not the worst thing in the world to lose your tank though at this point in time, as long as they do get the soak in the bot lane. You know, it's a little bit of XP lost. We can actually have a look at the numbers. It's 300 XP. And so, you know, you'll get that back if you just get some good soak rotating.
For Zeratul, we do see Q level 1. Currently thinking that will probably lead into the like Sonic strength on 4 and then the bonus Q damage 16 and the ult reset, like the ult resets all your abilities on 20, so you can try to one-shot the Hanzo.
It screams to me as well, perhaps, that they are going for Void Prison. Now, this can be comboed with Junkrat's
No, don't go!
Or the Big Wheel. But I think it could be a Void Prison game here for Darth Vader.
I guess it has to be Rocket Ride to combo it with, because like with the Riptide you don't kill them enough.
Yeah.
So you kind of want the Rocket Ride?
You
Then you put a sleep on the root, the mouth root underneath it, and the Rocket Ride damage hits, and then the explosion comes back as well.
Yeah, it all works out. And you know, you can go Twilight Dream with it as well. Already.
Yeah, okay, we see Rending Cleave, so this should be Void Prisoner.
Yeah. Smokey should be a little bit careful here. Speedy going for a nice body block, but Smokey pops out the armor. There is no arm to connect yet. Speedy throws it out. It did land, but unfortunately not for a killing blow on Smokey. Now the other big wave clearer here obviously is Yimek on this Garrosh. Having to deal with this camp here. Did throw over the little mage minion, but it didn't really do a lot. And Poppin Fresh looking to try and get Darth V. Oh, and they do get the auto attack even after trying to get that Q. Nice into the throw here from Garrosh. So with that, the wave's been cleared up in the top. It's been cleared up in the bottom, and it's all fairly even Stevens right now as we look towards this first objective phase.
Yeah, very interesting. Alright, quite interesting thing about this map is that it's the only map where the objective spawns like 30 seconds earlier compared to most other maps. Like if you like disregard Brexis spawns at 1:30 and so does Strengthshire. Oh wait a second, we have a little bit of a brawl around this objective here.
Yeah, Smokey could find themselves in danger if any more CC lands onto them, but no, they are able to get away for now. Galgal leaps over the wall. Red team surely have got themselves some good positioning here, but Darth VY is in the back and they look to try and get on Beanfish. No level 7 yet, so that additional mobility that Zeratul gets at that level really hasn't started to get, but Apex has the mind. A big stun comes out from Smokey, followed up by Roots as well from Malfuria. It looks like Leoric's going to have to back away as the rest of the red team are falling lower and lower as well. It looks like Yimek is going to go down as another potential kill here for the blue team.
Mine into Rude. And he goes down indeed.
Yeah, Darthy Y here looking to try and get onto Linux. They have a wormhole. And of course they will have Whirlpool Blade that is native to the Zeratul. So, yeah, they are looking to just get that poker.
Back in my days. What was it level? Wait, what was it back then? Level 7 talent?
Wormhole?
No, Whirlpool Blade.
Whirlpool Blade, I can't remember. I think it was level 4.
Level 1.
Actually.
4?
Oh, goodness me, Sammy, you're testing
a
the
long
knowledge.
time ago. Yeah, I don't remember myself.
Someone in the chat might know.
I mean, I pretty much started picking up Zeratul afterwards, so
yeah.
I can't say a lot about it.
But we see now, obviously that's going to give them that sort of poke style where they do sort of E in, do a couple of Qs if they can, and then E back out. So we'll see what Darthy White has in store for us as we get later into this game. Dragonshire Garden of Terror can be a great late game map as well to be picking up these late heroes on. But the next seed is spawning. And the blue team find themselves in a decent position, but the red team are the ones who have arrived there nice and on time. Now Yemek is going to be putting themselves a little bit further forward. There is a trap there that is chasing them down. Speed is going to tank it as the Leoric. Yemek really has to step forward to be able to zone out against this. Poppin' Fresh is happy for them to be in this choke there.
Oh, the Frodo on Apex here.
They
He
get
goes
taken.
down, but actually Garage. Okay, he's fine.
He is fine.
It's also was bot lane meanwhile, taking the wave there, getting the wall even.
Yeah, and now that like Junkrat was taken care of, I would have expected Zeratul to just rotate straight back and start pushing on that fort. We have level 10. The Rocket Ride's picked up. There's the Void present as well. This is exactly what I expected. Twilight Dream to combo with there. Avatar as well to give a little bit more sustain. But on the other side of things, we do have that Dragon's Arrow. No, Dragon Strike. I was like, it's one of them. It's one of them.
The dragon thing, you know?
Yeah, we have Entomb. So the Entomb is going to be useful later on in the game as they probably are going to go for the Silence Entomb, most likely.
You kind of need Silence Entomb into Blaze, because else it just pops the bunker and can pretty much ignore your Entomb.
Yeah, not only that, but it's also good for silencing the Zeratul if you can. To stop them from lowering the Void Prism when the Rocket
Also,
Ride
like,
comes in.
Silence cannot be cleansed by Bufferina, which doesn't matter too much about Lyric, but in general.
No?
Cannot be silenced, so the Warlord's Challenge on the side of Garage can also not be cleansed.
Interesting when you have cocktail builds coming up from Greymane, by the way. So just a little bit of longer range poke. But they will be trying to get some stacks up at some point. Now, the blue team are sort of just prepping because they have this combo. And it's up to the red team to survive this combo. Avatar goes in. There's the Void Prism.
The VP,
Apex
Rocket Ride
the
comes
Rocket Ride
in.
over the top. The Rocket Ride does land. It gets Hanzo, and it's going to get Beanfish as well with those remainder grenades. Out comes the Silence on to the front line of the red team, but it's going to be Yemek who falls, not Malfurion. And that is the major combo that we like to see here from a Zeratul.
I'm kind of speechless at this point. Blaze also was like right around the corner, charging in with his E, by the way, getting a big stun, so they couldn't escape.
Yeah,
It's like, yeah,
the timing wasn't perfect, but it was damn good enough. And it certainly landed on some squishy heroes, which is exactly what the blue team want.
It feels like one of those combos where you feel like they should not work, but they do actually work.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen it work in the past. It's another inting for Ruby composition, if I'm honest, which is funny. You know, if I had a pound for each time I saw one on a Nexus Rumble, I'd have £2 tonight, which isn't a lot, but it's surprising that it's happened twice. Yeah, it's just great to see that these teams are, you know, trying to play at the top level and using these combinations like the Zeratul Void Prism into Rocket Ride just to make sure that there is a good way to win and not just playing standard Heroes of the Storm.
Oh, Smokey! It's not the best spot to be in.
Does have Bunker available, and Beanfish is trying to chase them down. Now comes the Bunker now to dodge out on the inside.
This is the thing with Bunker. Like, if you drop it in like one of those close quarters, you sometimes get dropped over the wall. Oh, Mouth actually gets picked off.
Yeah, and as sort of explained, you know, a really good stun hit from Smokey, but it doesn't quite make it. Poppin' Fresh dueling out with the Zeratul, meaning that they go down, and now the red team are just running forward, almost as if they have Bloodlust, but of course they have that green fury that is ancestral healing. Now Linux takes care of Blaze, and the red team finally get the team fight that they really, really wanted to win. All it took was Malfurion to die to the objective.
The main thing they have to dodge is the combo on the other side. And this time they did not hit the combo, so they just stayed alive. I don't think it matters a lot. For me, they could win a team fight even with like 3v5 on the side of Murloc Inquisition. Just having those Blaze, Junkrat, and Zero Tool are the 3 key ingredients for the combo.
It's a nice
We have
taunt from
Rega
Yemek.
getting away with 1 HP, but Greymane and Garrosh are not able to get away.
Yeah, so even though they got that really nice team fight, the fact that this objective was so close to the blue team spawn meant that they were able to still defend it and then get the final seed they needed for this first objective phase. Yeah, Murloc King, a little unfortunate.
Mid is also pretty low, and bot lane also you see like Smokey's having a lot of pressure onto the fort itself. This should also go down.
Yeah, and there's also, you know, mid is going to go down just to the wave. Top is pushing. This often happens with the first objective of Garden of Terror, that it will just do so much external damage, and it can be quite hard to come back if you don't have a super big late game team fight that goes in your favor. Oh, Yemek was looking for something, but Darth VY does teleport
Pretty
away.
they did lose like 2 heroes right when the objective was kept. Like if they did not lose any heroes, it's like you can pretty much defend it actually quite nicely if you set yourself up on the lane and everything. But it's off with these objectives on the Cursed Hollow and Guard of Terror. Is like you fight for the third one and then you die there, and therefore lose a lot more than if you just stay in base, set yourselves up to prepare yourself to defend.
Yeah.
Oh, Dragon Strike coming in, but there's a dodge coming out. There was some open space around.
Yeah, it's a nice place to use it, but the blue team wisely just peeled themselves back. Now Spili looking to try and get something. Pops out the Entomb. It's just going to be an annoyance right now. The red team, they don't have level 16. You don't need to be fighting over this camp. You don't need to be in this team fight. Just soak that top lane. The taunt was a nice attempt here on Zeratul, but ultimately didn't do anything. Now the bunker's been dropped as well as Avatar. The red team might feel a little bit more confident, but they don't have the taunt. They have Ancestral. Smoke a little bit low. Out comes the Void Prism, and this is going to be the landing here. The roots were beautiful underneath. It's a double kill from Junkrat. Super stuff. Zeratul does go down though, just from the additional damage from the red team. Can they get themselves away? No. Rhaegar gets caught out by that Twilight Dream. The roots are beautiful from Murloc King. The follow-up from Smokey as well. Yemek is surely going to die, and it's a 4-for-1 here, as Spili is the sole survivor for AFK for Coco.
Indeed, see this spawning. Smokey actually taking a lot of damage. There's no bunker left, but Spili does not have the damage to secure the kill here.
Yeah, with the seed spawning in just 15 seconds, Junkrat is already sort of down towards there, getting the camp. There's a nice wave pushing in as well. The blue team really do just have this pressure all around the map and controlling everything that they need to on Garden of Terror.
Indeed. Next seed goes in hands of Murloc Inquisition, so we do see 1-1 in terms of seeds, but a big structure lead for them as well. They will just fall back, take some camps, and wait until they hit level 20, and then maybe look for another Void Prism Rocket Ride combo.
Yeah, so right now, as you say, they're just getting these camps. They're just making sure that they have everything cemented in. The red team will just have to do as much as they can on the other side of things to get that soak, to make sure they can have sub-camps. But it's a hard place to be, for sure. Maybe they can try and find some sort of fight here, and Speedy could be looking for it with Smokey at the top. But no, the red team are back. They are just soaking up these waves right now, like the summer sun. So
the next seed spawning, again, still have missing for level 20s. But they get a lot of nice damage. Oh, actually Murloc King dropping low.
But really nice peel here from Apex, as well as using the Twilight Dream here as well. It's a good taunt, it's a good throw over, and they get the kill onto Zeratul. Really nicely done. Malfurion takes the damage from that Dragon's Strike, and using a nice cleanse here as well. Indomitable. Yumek was able to walk through the Stormbolt. It looks like the team's coming around here to try and do something. Galgar does get thrown over. Blaze still goes down to the Hanzo damage as well. Galgar able to jump away, but now the red team, surely this will be them picking up their second seed and perhaps giving themselves a little bit of a breather to soak up and get closer to level 20 before the next objective.
They especially also gave them a lot of comeback experience. In this way, they will definitely be able to hit level 20 before the opponents will get to the third one. If Capo Coco, no, sorry, Murloc Inquisition would have gotten this objective, it would have been very close in time before for FK for Coco to hit level 20 for the third one on the side of Murloc Inquisition. But this way they get 2 kills, they get the forward, they have a level of wave 20, so they could even let this one slide and look for the next one.
Yeah, they could do, but they're not far off, and there's a decent-sized wave here at the bot lane. Oh, it's not enough.
Actually, they hit level 20, yeah, but they can step up and take the next wave. This gives them 20.
Yeah, Leo's going
or
for
they
it
just
here
take the
mid.
camp also works.
There we go. They have the 20s now. We have the Dragon's Strike upgrade. We've got Ancestral upgrade and Tomb upgrade. And Wrecking Ball. It looks like they are just going to give it though for now, which is interesting. I guess they feel like they don't have the positioning, and obviously level 20 from the enemy team is very threatening.
Also, the next one is on their side, I think. So it is better for them positioning wise compared to this one.
Oof.
It should be top right. Yeah, there we go. Okay, it's top right.
Yeah, I was just trying to do the. What number are we on? Is it the completely random one, or is it the one opposite?
There's no completely random one actually on this map. It's always in the same pattern.
Is it not every seventh one is?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's
well, I've learned
it's a
something.
pattern. Like it starts on either side and then goes like to the next to the corner.
Oh, the
it's
taunt
on.
combo is not quite in the right place, but it's still good enough as we see the bunker not able to be used. Hanzo is solo.
Torpedo
Apex
comes
is good.
down.
Oh, but the stun is there. Hanzo goes down to the Zeratul damage, but there's not able to pick up anything else. The Ancestral is going to keep everybody alive, and now they can try and do something onto Murloc King. Murloc King does not have the Twilight Dream up and available. This is a good fight here. Can they get a kill onto Darth VY as well? It looks like they do. A beautiful stun from Umeg means that Apex was not able to get that rocket ride through, and it meant that so many more of the red team survived, Samu.
Yeah, especially the initial kill onto the Blaze and Merlin was nearly perfect. If it's just a little bit different, the Dragon Strike, you hit them in the middle and both die instantly.
Yeah, I think Garrosh
even
meant to
with this,
toss them
it
a little
was-
further, but it didn't. And so then everything else had to be adjusted, but the Dragon Strike obviously is a little bit of a wind-up. So you can't bend the dragons, Samu. That would be too OP.
Indeed.
Maybe for Hot 2.0. Yumek tries to find the throw into taunt combo, but it doesn't find anything. Of course, the Earthshaker, he was looking for that stun as initiation onto Apex, but it didn't work out. Now this Terra has been waddling a long way, but it looks like the red team want to equalize the damage that have been done to Keeps here in the mid lane.
Yeah, that's starting to hit a bit. The bot lane will get the forward, I believe. Actually, does it? I don't know. Not sure about it anymore.
Couldn't say. But,
It doesn't.
Yeah, so if anything, the red team getting less with their 19-minute objective than the blue team got with their early one. Of course, it can all change here. as the Dragon's Arrow comes out once again. Spiele was looking for maybe trying to land into the red team, feeling hyped with the momentum they have from this objective, pushing forward, taking camps from the enemy team. But now they scurry into their own half, Samu.
Indeed, siege camp taken down. We were happy about Volskaya being not played, but now we end up with Guard of Terror, which is also a pretty long map actually.
It can be. I mean, we're only 20 minutes in, Samu. It's fine. It's fine. We're not yet at the 30 mark. The blue team do have 2 out of 3 seats. The red team, obviously, 0 out of 3. But if they keep winning team fights, then yes, I could see this going for a little bit of time. Obviously, they have Greymane, who is going to be very good at sieging down some of these objectives if they do get a full, clean team wipe. Objectives, I mean structures. But yeah, now that the camps are pushing in for the red team can sort of start to bundle themselves up into a nice sort of unit. Get the bush gangs onto the enemy team rather than the enemy team having those bush gangs. Now, especially with this wave pushing on the top, even though there's catapult on the other side, it's still going to be good pressure. Blaze has had to go top. This is a 5 versus 4 moment here for the red team. Yimek, not so stealthy about their positioning, being quite obvious. But it looks like the blue team are willing to give this seed just to maintain their positioning around the map.
You spot fort for it.
They will. Bot fort was pretty much gone though. Let's be honest here, Samu. If bot fort was a hotel you were staying in, you would want a refund. There were so many holes in that fort. It was leaking through the roof.
It's like when you accidentally get a double room instead of a single room because there's just a wall missing.
There's just a whole wall missing. Yeah, that double room is actually just 2 rooms. Out comes the Dragon's Strike again, but obviously it's basically a basic ability now with that level 20.
It's level 20 Hanzo, so it's not a cooldown anymore.
Just a few more scatters. And I'll be right back, ready to be used in conjunction with Yimek's Taunt. But Yimek does have to be careful.
This one is not the best spot for... But we did see them win the fight here just before, so...
We did, but the positioning was not like this, not at all, and they're very split right now, and Darth VY is looking for that backline. Does get scattered out by Poppin' Fresh. This is a good opportunity now for the red team to get into their positioning. Darth VY tries to find it, doesn't manage to get that Vorpal onto Poppin' Fresh, and instead out comes a nice Ancestral with a Dragon's Arrow as well. Goes onto the back of everything. Out comes the Rocket Ride, just naked without the VP, and Smokey does fall. Out comes a Twilight Dream on the other side of things. Oh, the VP is going to cause the death of someone up there. It is going to be Greymane. But Poppin' Fresh is trying to chase down to make it even Stevens on the other side of things. But Apex will be able to get this kill on Poppin'. Zeratul has gone down elsewhere in the map. But it's a 3 for 2 right now. And the red team are more than happy to have this objective and be able to defend that top keep.
Yeah, the Zeratul deliberated will be free, by the way.
The top keep goes down!
Ooh.
The top keep does go down. I thought it was going to be saved, but the power of Siege Giants and a Catapult this late into the game, Samu, is phenomenal. You have to respect it. And guess what? There are 2 Catapults in the bot lane, and they're going to be going on to structures right now. This is going to be a lost front wall for sure. Look, the Catapults just do a quarter of the damage of the towers. It's insane.
Yeah, it do be a long one, this map. But this one will give us another spawn of the Garden Terrors.
Yeah.
This objective.
It do be a long one.
In combination with it will also be a big team fight, I would say.
Linux just walking past this catapult and massive minion wave. That is going to get this
keep is gone.
Just 2 catapults. It's not popping. No, he doesn't have the. It's gone.
Oh,
it's gone.
It's gone.
Yimek has popped Taunt as well, but the Taunt. They're just going for this objective. They say, look, if we get this objective, maybe we can get the thing. Out comes the VP. It lands onto both Rhaegar and Hanzo, the two targets they really want to. Beanfish, though, pops that Ancestral just at the perfect time, and they're able to do a lot of stuff here. Out comes the Entomb, and it's a lot of damage on the other side of things. Murloc King is falling low. They're able to get the Twilight Dream through, but it doesn't connect fully because Zeratul going down as well. This is exactly what AFK for Coco needed. Samudana into the fray mid Twilight Dream. Superb stuff. Now, there's a catapult and two siege giants here in the mid. They get taken out by Smokey. But these other lanes, they're not going to get any sort of push because there is enough catapults there. It is just ending the game through mid. That is AFK's strategy right now. That was always their strategy ever since Linux walked past those two catapults.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, they have the grey main, they have everything. There's
should be game.
There's nothing to stop them right now. You know, Apex is trying their best. They have their ulti in 5 seconds. But with Hanzo going down, it might be a little bit harder. They have to keep Linux alive. Linux is the one. The taunt, maybe from Linux. No, the throw, I mean, goes on to Muradin into that stun. Smokey trying desperately. Murloc King is coming back. Zeratul is back in just 1 second. But GG, well played. As it goes over.
Because them like 5 or 7, 8 seconds, just Lino's getting stunned inside the polymorph from the core by Blaze, and then he tries to go in the core and gets polymorphed again.
Look, sometimes things are just tricky, and you know, God of Terror
I mean, that's the thing I like about core mechanics. Like, you know, it makes it really difficult sometimes to like really end the game because, you know, suddenly you just get polymorphed and then you just die because you're unable to do something. Grayman also lost his W to the polymorph from the core.
You're absolutely right. You have to respect it. You have to respect it. And you know, they didn't respect it, but they still got the win, Simon. They still got the win. They're going to be going away with at least 1 point today in the Nexus Rumble. Murloc Inquisition, on the other hand, they need to fight for this point.
Indeed. See. To the first pick on the side of Murloc Inquisition, AFK for Coco with the map choice. It's going to be Dragonshire.
Dragonshire, of course. In this map pool, there were sort of a limited number of maps to be able to play, and it was either Tomb or it was Dragonshire. I would have liked to have seen Tomb, just because we might have seen Spiele's Je ne sais quoi, the Nazebo.
Ooh.
Sadly not.
But Spiele has been playing offline so far, so it would be a bit weird to see the Nazebo being picked up.
Right, so this was picked up, of course, by FK for Coco. This was their map pick. So, looks like we're just going to have a small minute while Samu also was disappearing.
I mean, yeah, we do see this map being picked up by FK for Coco, and you know, they're longer together already, so a big rotation map like Dragonshire should fit them all, because they pretty much know how each other think at the moment, at this point already.
So yeah, with this, I'm trying to think. There's going to be a Rexar from Spiele, almost definitely.
Yeah.
We've got some love in the chat coming out from Fitzby. Thank you very much. But yeah, so should expect a Rexar here at the top. Will Murloc Inquisition expect the Rexar? That's what
I don't know. This actually does Does maybe someone of Murloc Inquisition play?
I don't quite know. Smokey was Smokey the offlaner? Yeah, Smokey's offlaner.
Okay.
Smokey
I believe
does.
Smokey's. I don't know. It's like
Smokey does not play Rexar, from what I can tell.
okay.
They have a level 6 Rexar. Looks like we're having a little bit of a technical pause here as we wait to see what happens.
Linux is breaking his internet. It's like not good. Don't break your internet, guys.
No,
Especially
don't,
not when you're playing
definitely
Nexus
don't do
Rumble.
So, as we wait for that, let's look at chat.
Chat. Be interesting. Do something.
We got someone saying hello to you. It's
Oh, hey
Sarge.
Sarge. Sarge, yeah, long time no see.
We do
It's
have
actually one of the people I mentored when Heroes Launch and A was a thing. And I think I mentored him for season 1 and 2. And Sil was like in the team chat for season 3 and 4 or something like that, and helped them out with some stuff when they needed something.
Very nice, very nice.
Yeah.
Well, we have a 20-second delay here today. I did not adjust it for the Nexus Rumble. So, although our chat interaction will be limited, it is still here and available.
We also did get a heart from Fitzby. Thank you for that one.
Cool. Casters are ready. We're ready to go.
Nice.
We're ready, aren't we? We're ready, Sammy.
Are you ready? Of course you're ready.
Of course.
Or
we
are you ready, Transparent?
I'm somewhat pinkish, but that is a color kind of red, so I would say I'm ready.
Oh, cool.
Looks like teams are ready. Let's get into the draft here as we go to the Nexus Rumble. Series 2, match number 2. Will Murloc Inquisition get the win they need? I've gone to the wrong screen. What happened there? What happened there? We're okay. We're okay. Oh, we're in the draft. We're in the draft screen. Dragonshy, AFK, Coco, 1-0. Murloc Inquisition need to get 1 win under the belt to even get 1 point on the leaderboard this week. Are they going to be able to manage it, Samu? Or is it going to be a tough deal against the AFK for Coco?
I mean, Dragonshire, it's not so much about combos, which is a big thing for both teams, it seems. But, you know, you can still get a lot of value out of a Zeratul pick or something. But first of all, we're going to see a Bright Wingman, which kind of opens up Zeratul a little bit already. So, you know. Let's see.
Yeah, certainly is a little bit tricky here. So, yeah. The Polymorph coming out could mean that some things like the Genji, some things like Illidan, really those sort of hyper-mobile heroes could be banned by FK as well. But we'll have to wait and see, of course. As Johanna is banned instead. Dahaka is going to be that pickup. I don't think FK for Coco care about this because Spiele will be playing that Rexar. We'll be looking to really win that top point, and Dahaka will struggle to win the top point against the Rexar.
Especially with False on them coming in. But that's like kind of the thing you want to do against Rexar usually, is you don't want to like just exclusively have your offlaner play for top line. You kind of want him to rotate mid to create some more space for the bot side as well.
But they're going to go
But
with
with Rexar not being picked up yet, it might be a bad.
Only if they've done any homework, which in the Nexus Rumble is not usually a thing. But we'll wait and see here, as you know, the next 2 picks are available for Murloc Inquisition. They could be looking to get themselves together. And probably going to be looking to pick up a healer and an Uberang. So that sort of doesn't say anything to us immediately. On this map, the Rhaegar's pretty good. Dragonshire, once again, a map where camps can be very important. And the Nubarak sort of just is there to help close the gap, especially against an Anduin. Closing that gap can be very, very useful. If you stop Anduin from running away, he can't do the nice pulls that have been, you know, so often there. But we see the Zeratul ban now. Yeah.
I kind of expected, like, after the Brightwing ban, or setting themselves up kind of for the Zeratul, especially with the Falstad being picked up, who is weak into the Zeratul. There might still be room for Genji, though, on the side of Murloc Inquisition if they want to go for those high mobile heroes to try and punish the Falstad. Especially, it also would be a good counter towards a Rexa pick for the top lane.
Yeah, definitely could be. Definitely could be indeed. If I just check on Darthy Y's profile very quickly, we can maybe do some research. But the outcomes of Rexar, this definitely could be.
I like Murder, he's a good light bomb target here, and like Murder and Ado were the 2 best things for this map, because they can get over walls and engage you.
Now Genji is definitely in the repertoire of Darthy Y, just want to say. 22 games picked for in total in Lounge in the whole past ever. 20 games on Zeratul.
Yeah, it should be a Zeratul and like a Savadas or something to clear waves. Or Hanzo, I feel like.
It's going to be Maiev and Vala.
Disregard what I said.
Not what we were expecting here. I really would have expected that Genji.
Yeah.
You know, obviously Zeratul being banned. Zeratul does well sticking onto Falstad, but Genji can do a fine job as well, although doesn't quite trade quite as well, especially later in the game where Zeratul would have had that healing. Genji does not. But Poppin' Fresh to pick up this last pick now against the full revealed team of Murloc Inquisition. It is going to be Chromie. With no major dive, just sort of slightly major dive of Anubrak and Maiev. No, like super mega dive, super omega lull dive that Genji and Zeratul are. You know, Maiev and Anubrak, they're dive, but they're not super dive. Right, Samu? Right?
Maybe they are like dive you can see. Like you see when Anuk starts his E towards the position, you can see the Maiev going. And Genji can E into any direction, so you can with Chromie dodge it, especially with the like time trap reduction out one.
I would say
where they armor quicker and the ice block on 13, you have a lot easier time against those two.
Maiev and Anub are like snorkeling, you know, whereas Genji and Zeratul are deep sea diving. You still get to see a lot of what's underneath the surface with Maiev and Anubrak. But there we go. With this one, it's hard to say. The Rexar, I know Spiele is so competent on, especially on this map. It's going to be hard to beat as we go into game number 2 here in this series. With Poppin' Fresh and AFK for Coco on the right-hand side in red. On the Chromie, it's Poppin' Fresh. Beanfish is on Anduin. Spiele on that Rexar. Linux on Falstad, and Muradin is played by Yimek.
And on the left side of the blues, we do have Smokey, my boy. Finally, he's getting picked up. The Haka, welcome to the game. Darthy playing Vala, Murlocking on the Rhaegar, dancing around Smokey together with Galga on the Anubarak. And last but not least, it's Apex playing the Maiev.
We're really going to have to see how this match plays out now. That camp clear on the side of the blue team is actually pretty damn good when you think about it.
Yeah, there's just momentum, especially on Maiev. It's like one of the big things for Maiev, which like I think makes her viable in more cases compared to a Genji or a Zeratul, is that the wave clear and camp clear, especially early game, is just so good with this nice momentum. Helga taking a lot of damage here. Gets another stun out.
Yeah, but will fall.
One? Okay.
The boldness of Smokey, by the way, who literally just dived under towers, got a lick on Beanfish, and just brought them to their team, was superb. But unfortunately, the collapse from the red team did cause the death of Anubrak. So now we just see a little bit of a rotation and everyone getting back to where they should be as Darfy gets taken out by the Chromie. Yimek, though, could find themselves perishing, as Maiev does with a final fan of knives. Now, here we see the red team really putting on a show here of taking that lead and taking the advantage of that lead. So making sure that they get that camp here, go straight to soaking with Falstad. And Falstad is so aware that they could be ganked. Meanwhile, the rest of the red team have been getting their bruiser camp to make sure they have this punishing push. But because they're doing all this at the same time, the blue team may have an opportunity to get the objective.
Indeed, but there's no one mid for them at the moment. It's just Falstad there for AFK for Coco. We do see them by using a camp clear, taking the bot camp.
Yeah, and this means that the red team now have it for them. We see Linux escaping Darfy. They're going over the wall here. And Anubrak will come down to collapse, but ultimately this bruiser camp goes over to the blue team underneath the red team's noses.
Oh, Vive actually steps up.
Oh, Popping Fresh did pop a time trap, but Apex was gone in that very blink of an eye. Up in the top, we
If
see
the time trap gets him, he actually doesn't get to blink out with the ghost.
No.
Which might be an issue for him. But in the meantime, you see Vala go down in the mid lane to Falstad. This gives Falstad a bit more space there, and he's actually able to pick up the dragon now.
Yeah, I was trying to keep track of so many people's health bars on the top that I missed that one. I was thinking about Dahaka, but ultimately the Dragon Knight goes over to the side of the red team.
Yeah, at this point, it's just FK for Coco winning all lanes at the same time.
Yeah.
So they do have to change something up on this side of Murloc Inquisition.
I mean, it can be a really tough map to play on Dragonshy if you don't quite have that independence of everybody knowing what they need to do at the same time. It can be really tricky. A nice double root here from Beanfish means that they might be in safety, but Beanfish is going to find themselves in trouble. They've gone through that choke where the time trap was, but it didn't quite connect on anyone. Beanfish has a desperate prayer, but it doesn't make any difference as they go down here. And it's a nice equalizing kill as level 7s are now here for the blue team. And the Dragon Knight, he just got a little bit of damage in that mid fort. Oh, a whiffed kick here. Nemeg may find themselves in a little bit of trouble. There's a nice lick. Oh, gotta be careful. Gotta be careful. You're not indestructible as a Muradin. Not until at least level 10.
Indeed. Looking at, actually, we do see W build on Chromie.
We do see W build.
Which usually goes to... Okay, with slowing sense. Interesting.
Yeah, so they're just going for a little bit of control, a little bit of sort of bigger... It's sort of bigger and more focused damage, which is a little bit strange. But, you know, often you do see that true sight to help them. But Spiele find themselves in a little bit of danger here. Misha having to split away just to make sure that the Fan of Knives doesn't connect. And as Misha came back to peel Spiele, Apex was like, that's the target I needed. Time to dance with fans. And now Smokey is free to push this top lane all by themselves. Meanwhile, Linux came for a little bit of a trade onto that camp, but is going to pay the price as well. AFK for Coco. They were doing so well. They had their cake, but they took too big of a bigger bite. And now they're going to be left hungry for more. As Murloc Inquisition are certainly taking control of this battlefield from the side of AFK for Coco.
The bot lane, like top the wall is gone, mid lane. Don't take any damage from bot lane. We do see the wall also taking the serious damage now. Oh, Murloc dropping, no, actually using the ancestral himself there.
Yeah, I mean they have the level 10 advantage right now, but ancestral being used is a sorry sight to see as we now have Mighty Gust, Avatar, Light Bomb, and most likely Unleash the Boars from Spiele, and there it is. So once again the red team will be setting up shop here in the bot lane, but it looks like they're rotating Spiele those boars will come in and they will make that engage just so much easier. Misha charges. Yumek pops Avatar. Nothing else used here for the red team. And once again, a defensive cooldown used. And a whole rotation from Rexxar, and nothing has been gained, Sammy.
Indeed.
With this, the red team, they can set up shop still on this bot lane, but everything else is just fine and dandy right now for the Blues. They are happy to be sitting back clearing this wave because Smokey is just getting bonus clear, bonus XP, and just bonus pressure elsewhere on the map. Now, blue team have stepped forward. They're going for this bottom shrine. Galgar finds themselves a little bit of focus, but the damage coming out from Chromie.
He can burrow in if he... Oh. Yemek pull as well. And he lives.
Oh! Cocoon has been used onto the Falstad. Smokey uses Burrow. Is going to be able to get a lick, but the instant pull from Beanfish. Nice work here from them. And meanwhile, in that time, Rexxar has rotated all the way to the top to finally pick up a little bit of XP and also reclaim that top shrine. No, Bixby, I'm not talking to you. Okay. So, right now, red team sieging up once again on this bot lane. And this is what Chromie's great at. One of the strategies of Dragonshy is to just sit in bot lane and siege up. And that's what Chromie wants to do. She's not mobile. Ooh, the light bomb not quite connecting. Unfortunate there. Didn't have the dwarf toss available as it did get interrupted.
Eat bottom on the control of AFK for Coco. Murloc Inquisition is starting. To move the Haka to mid lane, but they also see Fawcett in mid, so they might just be able to engage on bottom and they do on Beanfish and he will go down on the Dungeon.
Yeah, Yemek jumps in with the Avatar and it's not really necessary. Out comes Warden's Cage, doesn't manage to trap anybody right now. But with no Anduin, this is going to be a tough place for the blue team to siege up. You know, they won't have that sustain. Pop and Fresh actually quite low on mana as well. Something to consider when they are down on this point. And at this moment, the Murloc Inquisition are just taking an Inquisition on this bottom Bruiser camp instead.
Good onto them before sorry, onto the false start.
Oh, able to dodge out. Niftily done here by Linux. A time stop as well. Puts the pressure right on the other side of things. Galgal gets healed up. But we see a little bit of a push here from the side of the blue team. They're going to be looking for something, and Linux was the thing they were looking for, but a good desperate prayer and a barrel roll keeps them alive. Now Yemek looking to jump in. They don't have Avatar. They used it earlier. They don't have that bonus HP that they could so desperately use right now.
I do actually see Primal Rage on the Haka. I would have loved to see Ferocious... I think it's called Ferocious Stalker? Just I wasn't sure about the name at the moment. The 13 talent, yeah, Ferocious Stalker, where you get bonus damage when you get the movement speed, because with this he can really start pressuring the Dehaka by just, sorry, the Rexxar, by just walking into him, pressing W with the bonus damage, and the slow he gets a lick, and then might even be able to just kill him.
Yeah, but Yemek has found themselves in a little bit of trouble here in the bottom. They do have the Avatar once again, they've used it. The light bomb is not quite connecting. They need to sort of show themselves up a little bit on these combos, but a nice Rain of Vengeance. The Gust comes out. It's really well played here from the side of the red team. Now Warden's Cage is huge. They're getting bounced around. Try to use their mobility to get away, but they don't. They don't get the opportunity, and that's the double kill they absolutely want here. Right now, Chromie is going to be the next target, and she gets pulled away, but Beanfish has to heal them up.
Yeah, but with this double kill, we do now see both temples in the hands of Murloc Inquisition, and with that Dehaka races to the mid lane and will get the Dragon Knight for Murloc Inquisition.
Yeah, the breath used for a little bit of wave clear right now. You never want to water attack a minion twice as a Dragon Knight. It just feels so bad that you're using all of this, the might of the objective to do something. But the rest of the blue team have just done such a great job of clearing out bot, clearing out mid now. The Smokey on this DK just doesn't really know what to do. Obviously they're coming down bot, trying to push open that long sieging lane that is the favourite for finishing the game on. Yimek might find themselves in a little bit of trouble here. Has the Dwarf Toss out of the danger. There is a full defense here from the red team. That Dragon Knight is going to be taken care of before it gets too much work done. Still, 2 forts were lost in that whole objective phase. Even though it wasn't really the Dragon Knight, it still was too much. Maiev completed the level 4 quest after landing on Misha, Rexar, Falstad, and Anduin. Level 3 level deficit. Well, it's really only 2 levels, but right now it's 3, so it's fun to say for the red team.
On a tired level where we could see Murloc Inquisition go for aggressive plays, go for some invades, but right now they do not seem to be. Still more looking at the bot lane. Oh, Burden getting stunned out. There's the pull. Gets him out.
A necessary pull here from Beanfish. They don't have level 16 yet, so there is no double pull available. But you need to be careful not to give these opportunities too often to the side of Murloc Inquisition. They had control in the early game. They have seemingly lost it in this later stage. Picking up a camp will do well. And Speedy will just want to sit in the top lane as long as he can, really. And if the rest of the red team can find themselves something useful to do, he's happy to make the space and keep the hacker or the pressure going at the top lane.
The shrines awaken once more. Who will wield the Dragon Knight's ancient strength?
Now, it is just a case of the
Can
shrines
stay
activating again.
Yeah, bot camp will be taken by the side of Murloc Inquisition with a double camp, which is quite some nice push, so they could even actually look to pressure with that, but they have to be careful because there's Ikas to the other side. They make a big misstep.
We see some good positioning here coming out from the blue team. They're looking to shut this down, but a nice time trap from Poppin' Fresh means that they are able to escape. Out come the boars. Speedy's in a little bit of trouble. The barrel roll used to try and get a better gust angle, but actually it just meant that a really good cocoon delays the inevitable as the gust does come out. Now with this, the red team will have to clear up this camp. Tahaka has burrowed straight top, and Valor is ready in the mid lane, but you don't really want Valor to be in there, as she is equally a heck of a lot of siege damage. So now it is up to the red team to try and defend against this blue team, even when they have a Valor inside the Dragon Knight. Nice stun. All onto Smokey. Smokey having to use their Essence and also Ancestral.
I mean, I guess the thing of having Vala inside it is that Vala is like the best target to kill for FK for Coco.
Yeah.
If they get the Vala, they pretty much win the team fight, so they can try to trade a big health and Dragon for a lot of health on the keep. And then look for a team fight afterwards, as they're now closing into 20 when you see Cocoon on the Falstad.
It's a nice stun. The boars come out. They're really slowing the escape here of the blue team. They still have their keep. Misha will get taken care of. That's one target that they don't have to worry about any further. Blue team so close to level 20. Apex gets the jump off, though, to dodge, but the damage is still coming through. Level 20s are here now.
But this siege camp will still get sold. Will get sold away by Murloc Inquisition now, as they're looking to siege down the bot lane with this camp at the level 20 advantage.
Such an amazing tongue once again from Smokey. And Linux finds themselves in a little bit of trouble, but no, they're able to get out. It is rewind on this Anub, as sort of expected, so anyone is a target, potentially. The blue team can just keep people locked down, and with Manticore, with the range that Darth VY is able to do as well, Gust is available if they want to, if they really want to use it, but out comes the silence, lands on Misha. Smokey going to find themselves in a little bit of danger. Ancestral is available in 2 seconds, but Galgar is almost falling too low. The Ancestral comes through and is able to land, and with the upgraded, it's going to keep Smokey alive as well. The blue team, so lucky to stay alive there. Literally Ancestral on cooldown, Samu. Now, with this, the bottom keep does live.
It is close, but it lives, yeah. 1,900 HP. It's not a lot to work with.
So, level 20 not in sight here for the red team. They're going to have to do something special here if they want this to survive. Blue team are just going to close down. Try and make sure that there is no angle the red team can snatch victory from the grasps of this Murloc Inquisition. Once again, both temples taken. Darth VY is looking for that shrine, and once again, and the red team just not even thinking about it, it seems. Oh, I'm not sure if they were scared, as the blue team weren't in sight. If they just did
Left
not.
a level 20 advantage, just an entire level missing for the side of AFK for Coco. They have Chromie, 20 upgrade for with the piercing sense on 20. Starting to hit away on the siege camp. We'll be able to also get some nice damage on the dragon. Dragon will get the fort for pretty much free. It is looking to get some damage on the core dragon. Will it be able? It will get the shield done for sure, but how much more will the dragon be able to do? There's not a lot of zoning coming out from the verse of Murloc position for that dragon. Maiev goes in, looks for the cage, gets stunned by light bomb at the core. In return, though, hold onto the Chromie. The shield is still alive on the core. Level 20 is right around the corner. So all the dragon did was secure the keep, and now Val is in a rough spot. Nice loot from Anduin, actually.
Oh, and a great
Murloc
kill
goes
here as well. And now they can look onto Maiev as well, Samu. They have just got 2 kills for themselves. AFK for Coco are still in business.
Did the Murloc King get slowed down? Will he get out? Oh, you make a nice jump, gets the sun, and that's another kill. That's a triple kill.
It looked like Murloc King just stopped moving there for a second. I think they just were like, I'm dead. Even though they had 20 HP left. Like, there's no point. But now the red team just going to be putting on some pressure here. And although Yimek now has to jump away, finally this bot fort may be taken here for the red team.
Yeah, it will help them a lot with the pressure against them when the catapult side. But they also get the mid with the Rex and pushing in there now. Just opening up the map in general into their favor.
Yeah, but we do now have the bot lane being sieged up by Poppin Fresh on this Chromie. Obviously, Chromie's abilities don't do a great deal against structures, but it's still enough. And Linux has come to fly down here as well. By the way, we don't have the upgraded wind tunnel. It is the auto attack. Misha going down, a crucial part of the team here. On the side of the red team. And now it is basically the next team fight wins, so. The shrine activating in just 15 seconds. The red team thinking about what they're going to do. The blue team thinking about taking this siege camp and using that advantage they have with the level 20 Bush Apex Predator. You know. Nice stuns coming out here from Yimek and Misha. The roots are there with the level 20 as well. They're looking for Darth IVY, but the cleanse comes out. Ancestral is still available, but Smokey is all by themselves. A good stun here from Yimek. Misha, there are charges as well, and Dahaka goes down. It's a beautiful kill from AFK for Coco.
Yeah.
So now
Apex Predator. I'm not a big fan of it.
I mentioned it, and I wondered if you'd have some words about it. But obviously, they've been trying to use that global as much as possible. Linux flies top.
Yeah, using it is good, but I feel like on level 20, you don't need to use the global that much anymore. Of course, it's Soul Dragonshire, so having the control around the map is nice, but having AoE isolation, like just imagine hitting Anduin and Foster with it or something like that. It's kind of taking on 2 people of a fight for at least 3 seconds.
Especially,
it's such a big value.
Especially when there's a Misha to block the sort of the isolations. You know, you want it to be on Misha and another person. And, you know, that's happening. But this 21-minute DK is just pounding away at this keep. And there is the damage coming out from Falstad. There is the damage to help top off onto those buildings as well as go onto those heroes. Yimek jumps in without the light bomb, I might add. Does find the double stun onto Darth Y, but the tongue comes out from Smokey. And Seshral is there available. Yimek does live with a desperate prayer. Linux is in a little bit of trouble. The pull comes out once again. It looks like they're just going to get this keep here with this DK.
Yeah. Bottom keeps open on both sides. Ooh.
One day this light bomb combo will work for AFK for Coco, but today is not this day as the Dragon Knight does get popped. Spiele is trying desperately to run away. Misha is sacrificed to Smokey and the rest of the blue team. Spiele will have to be a little bit careful. Galgai is in range of doing something if he really wanted to, but he didn't. He didn't, Sam. He didn't really want to. So now we just get to the late game stalemate of Dragonshire. One fort remains, and that is on the red team in the top lane. Helps a little bit. Helps a very little bit with the pressure. But ultimately...
Especially in the long run, now that we will go into the stages where we do see long brawls around bot side. But it will help out with the catapults coming out every third wave.
Well, it's hard to say what the next plays are. So obviously, red team are clearing out the camp here. They're not going to push with it, so they're going to go mid maybe. Blue team, they're clearing out this bot one. We may see red team rotate down onto them as they have their camp pushing in the top. But blue team should just safely rotate away and clear out the top camp. Then red team don't really have a lot to do. But what they are doing is putting a lot of pressure onto a Nubrak. And Nubrak goes down. That's a fantastic kill to find here, Samu.
Yeah, Murder with the rewind getting a lot of CC out to the Dark, but he's just not having the health bar to sustain this.
It's just too small. It's too small when you're a Nubrak.
Yeah, that's like the big thing of Anubarak. He's nice as a tank for stuns and everything, but once you get him he's locked down and he's unable to press buttons, he might just easy target to kill.
Exactly so, and now the red team are focusing on opening up this middle. Shrines activate in just 10 seconds. They should be looking to try and get themselves this bountiful objective as soon as possible. Falstad flies top. Chromie goes mid. Rexar's going to be ready on this objective, but instead we see Tahaka dueling on Falstad at the top, and that means that it's not able to go over to the side of the red team. This has given the Blues a small breath of fresh air. They'll be able to find a 4v4 fight if they so wanted. Smokey might look for a tongue, burrows away, doesn't connect with the tongue. The retreat pings are there. And Chromie being here as well. The balls come out. 3 are going to land. One gets dodged out. The 2 roots too far back. And now the red team do just have to zone out. Poppin' Fresh tries to get into this objective. A nice stun from Yimek means that Chromie could be in this final Dragonite of the game.
Yeah, but here again, we do have the same situation as with Valor in the Dragonite. Like, Chromie is the best poke they have. On the other hand, it's like 66 stacks on frequent flyer with Nexus Frenzy. So it's a lot of damage we see coming out from Foster. Hood used, immediately cleared. Dragon is just going to hit core.
Yeah.
Oh,
Valor kicked away, which is a great target to kick away. Usually kick is not sort of respected, but kicking Valor away is going to do so much work here. 50% left on the Dragon Knight and 76% left on the core. Once again, the kick has come out. The light bomb is there. It lands only onto Apex. Apex is falling lower and lower. But GG, well played as the game goes over to AFK for Coco, taking the 3 points.
Indeed, we see them lose first series today against Black Ops Boudico, having really good games. But in the end, they also showed that they know how to play the video game with some really nice combos in the game number 1 and some really good rotations here for game number 2. They managed to secure themselves 3 points, but also big thank you to the Murloc Inquisition, of course, because especially in game number 1, those False Sun, Rocket Ride VP combos, they were pretty disgusting, not gonna lie.
Yeah, both games could have gone either way here. You know, it really could have been a 2-0 the other way or a 1-1. Really well played, both teams here. You know, just sometimes those small mistakes just get punished. And that's what AFK for Coco did in this last game here. Just 1 or 2 kills in the late game really allowed them to get their teeth in. But this is all from us this week, but the Rumble will return once again next week. Make sure you sign up your team if you want to play. Or if you've just got a band of you and 4 other friends who want to play a few competitive games and, you know, you're not too sure about the whole main season of Heroes Lounge, but just want to try it out. Nexus Rumble is a perfect opportunity to do that. So just come get involved. !Rumble for any info, or just check it out on the Heroes Lounge website or in the Discord. But that's all from us, isn't it, this week, Samu?
Yes, it is. I might come back at some point this week for another cast or something. Let's see. I don't know yet.
We'll see. We'll see.
There's still some time to be there.
Alrighty then. Well, we will see you all next week, or maybe later on in the week with Samu. Who knows? Goodbye.
Bye.